Okay, guys, in this video is the Ethernet channels. Okay, Ethernet channels allows us to bond or use multiple cables between our switches to increase the bandwidth and the data flow, right? The data traffic. So let's start out here by talking a little bit about it. Ethernet channels. Okay. So Ethernet channels allows us to, again, connect multiple switch ports to increase bandwidth and data flow. Okay. And we can bond together up to 8 ports. 8 ports. Okay, that's the maximum. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So hopefully you can see that okay. I don't know if I can blow that up or not. There we go. We actually did blow it up a little bit. Let's blow it up a little bit more. There you go for the video. So Ethernet channels connect multiple switch ports to increase bandwidth and data flow. Okay. Uses up to 8 ports. So you can have as few as 2, right? Because you're bonding them. You have to have at least 2 and a maximum of 8. All right. So let's see here. I get my recording thing out of the way here. Somehow. No, there we go. All right. So let's put up here 2 switches. All right, 2 switches. So what we want to do is we want to use Ethernet channels to bond those 2 switches together. Okay, it's pretty simplistic to do this. Now there is a lot that goes along with it, but for the short term, I'm going to show you the very easy way to do this. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to use a crossover cable, and we're going to use 4 ports. We're going to use 1 through 4. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So 4 ports. That's what we're using. If you can see those. Now, when you connect those together, those 2 switches together, you're actually creating a loop back. Okay. So you'll see your spanning tree protocol here start to kick in, and it's going to leave a bunch of those orange. See on this side here, if you can see those orange dots. Okay. What that basically is telling you is those 3 ports right there are actually shut down. They're not being used. All your data traffic's being passed across port 1 at the top. So 2, 3, and 4 are not being used. And it does that to protect the switch. Okay, we're learning right now in class about spanning tree protocol. So that is all part of it. The switches protect themselves automatically from you making a mistake. All right. Now there's 2 words we use here. Okay. On the switch over here, and you could do either way. It doesn't really matter. A lot of you guys are like, well, does it have to be active on one side, passive on the other? The rule is it has to be active on one side and passive on the other. Now, if you want to get creative and do active, passive, active, whatever, keep it really, really simple. Okay, so active on the one side. Okay, and we're going to do passive on the opposite side. This is active, and that's passive. Okay. All right. Okay. Again, now we have everything set up. The spanning tree protocol is working. Okay, it's keeping them from not crossing each other. Now it's time to bond them together. Okay, using active and passive. Let's go into our first switch. And these commands are, again, very simplistic. So we're going to go to config T. what you want to do is you can use the question mark and say like, hey, what am I looking for here? Okay. And something should jump out at you. So the first thing we're looking for is we're going to be creating a interface. Okay. So I don't really see it. You're like, okay, I don't really see it there. But we do see what we want to do is we want to do a port channel. Okay, that's what we want to work on. But we have to first create an interface to bond to our actual physical interfaces. So we're creating a virtual interface to bond it to our physical interfaces. Okay. All right. So to do this, all we do is type in int for interface. Okay. Port dash. I can hit the tab key and fill that in. Channel. Port channel. What number do we want our port channel? Okay. Now, remembering if you have different switch groups, if I had 3 different sets of switches, you could do physically port channel 1, port channel 2, and port channel 1. As long as those ones don't see each other, they're not directly tied together. I keep it as simple as I can. If I'm going to create port channels on my first set of switches would be 1, second set of switches would be 2, third set of switches would be 3, because what you're doing basically is tying all them cables together. Well, you can't give them the same number because remember it's a virtual port, so it will see the other virtual and it will just mess your network up pretty bad. Okay, so we're gonna make this one number 1. Okay, now you could either put all this stuff into here. You can actually pull on the interfaces. Totally up to you, the trunking. I put it in my interface port channel. That way I know it's all together and I can read it easily. So we're gonna do first switch port. Okay, mode trunk because they're tying together. And then we're going to do switch port, trunk, allow, VLAN, and for now we'll just make it 10-20. Okay. You could do a no shut, but it's a virtual interface, so it's never really shut down anyway. Okay. So this way, if we do it, let's do a do, show, run. And I'll show you, it's a lot easier to read it this way. Right here it is. So we know now that it's trunked and it's ready to go. All we got to do now is assign that to the ports. It's a lot cleaner way to do it. If you do it the other way, Cisco really doesn't care as long as you understand that you have to trunk it and you have to allow VLANs. Cisco really doesn't care which way you do it. So it's really up to you. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a range. Okay, so INT, because remember we got 4 ports, 1, 2, 3, and 4. INT range. Okay, F0/1-4. Okay. Now all we got to do here is we just have to add the channel group to those ports because it's already trunked, so everything's ready to go. So we're just going to bond that channel group now, that virtual port, to our physical ports. Okay. Channel group. Okay. Channel group 1. Now remember I told you on the left we're going to make it active. Mode, if you don't know, hit the question mark. So we can use active, auto, desirable, on, or passive. Okay. Don't use on and on. One of my students did that and he claimed that, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. It didn't work. Okay. So don't use on and on. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make it active. Okay. So all those are up. Okay. So they all come up. They're all active. Let's exit out of there. Okay. So our first switch is ready. Okay, these are all marked active. Let's go to your second switch. On the second switch, we have to do pretty much the same thing, except we're going to make the ports passive. Okay, so enable config T. Okay, we're going to do another interface. Interface. Port channel. Okay, we're going to make it port channel 1 again. They're going to match because it's on that one side. They're going to match. Now, if we go to the other side, that would be port channel 2. You get it? So port channel, think of that as taking 4 cables and tying them together. And we're creating channel 1. Okay. All right. Switch port mode trunk. And then switch port trunk allow VLAN 10-20. No shut for good measure, but remember it's a virtual port, so you'll be just fine. Then we're going to do INT. This time we're going to do F0 range, right? F0/1-4. Okay. And we're going to add these now. We're going to do channel group 1 mode. Now this time, if you look in here, you'll be like, oh, I don't know what Mr. Oakhorn said. What we're putting in here is 1 is active, the other side has to be passive. Passive. Okay. Hit the question mark again. We don't need anything else. Okay, you can see the ports are coming back up. All right. Then you can do a show. Let's see what we're looking at here. Ethernet channel. Okay. Question mark. We can look at the different things. We can look at the summary, online summary per channel group. We can look at the port channel itself. Okay, so this is showing us the state is L2. The ports are being used as 4. All right, port channel group. So we can do that. Question mark again. Let's look at load balance. Question marks. Do we need anything else? Nope. Here's your load balancing information. Okay. Operation is SRC MAC. It is load balancing. All right. So make sure you're using your show commands to find out different information. I don't know if I use summary or not. Okay. And here's your summary. Here's your channel group as 1. This shows you it's done correctly. There's your pool. There's your protocol, LACP. And there is the bonding, okay, the 4 ports that we just used, okay. Now if you look, you'll see now that they're green on both sides, okay. So there's no more spanning tree issue because now it's just like we took that one port and we just opened it up and shoved 4 cables into that one port. That's all we did, okay. So we just bonded them together. Okay, so hopefully that helps you guys out and understand a little bit more about Ethernet channels. Go ahead and just set up a couple switches and start playing with it until you understand it. If you have any questions, you can always email me or see me in class.